Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, and we are going to be talking about the books that I have acquired since I did my last book haul. Now, this time it's going to be more than just the physical books. So we're going to save those for last, and I'm going to get out of the way, and we're going to look at my Kindle books first. So this is really as far as I have to go because I only got 3. I got this, Kapemahu. Hopefully I will learn how to say this correctly. I got Witch Please, which is part of Kindle Unlimited, and I got Will You Be Mine, which is also Kindle Unlimited. If you've been watching my TBR videos, then you know that these 3 books are on my TBR for September. So yes, I did get them in preparation for the TBR. That's going to be the theme for this book haul. So now we're going to go to audiobooks that I got. And I got books on Audible and Chirp and Libro FM. For this month, I actually didn't get any on Libro. I just get a few on there. So first we're going to look at what I got on Audible. Okay, again, yes, I did get this one in audio form, and I got it on my Kindle because I want to be able to look at the pictures and read along, but I want to be able to listen to it because I feel like it's going to have some words in there that I don't know how to pronounce, and I would like to be able to listen. It is only 23 minutes on audio. We're going to skip Forsworn because I got it for August, and I think I bought it. Well, maybe I didn't buy it afterwards. Anyway, I've already listened to it, so I guess we're not skipping it, but it's a novella for the Powder Mage. Then we have Nightshade by Andrea Kramer, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, now with Ultraviolet Zombie Mayhem by Seth Grahame-Smith and Jane Austen. Then I got The Reunion by Kayla Olson and books 4 and 5 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. So book 4 is The Gate of the Feral Gods, and book 5 is The Butcher's Masquerade. So I cannot wait to get to those books, but those are all the ones that I got on Audible since I did this last time. Yes, they are all books that I am reading in September as well. Chirp is not exactly the same. I get an email from Chirp every day that has the books that are on sale. This is not a good thing for me to get this email every day, but I'm going to show you what I have gotten. I saw this, The Wiener Across the Way by Amy Award. Award is her last name. Okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. And I have dachshunds, you've seen Django and Skeeter. And so I was like, I have to get that. Well, when I got over there, the Cock Down the Block was also there and on sale. And I was like, okay, well, I have to get them both. So I got both of those. I got Desire or Defense by Leah Brunner. I got Cyclone by Janie Crouch. Backslide by Nicole Dykes. Her Mercenary by Amanda McKinney, Craven Manor by Darcy Coates. Yes, I got this strictly because it's Darcy Coates, and I've heard really good things about her mysteries or thrillers, and I was like, I want to try that. I got One Hit Wonder by Christy Rose, Heroine Complex by Sarah Kuhn, and The Real Fake Fiancé by Sarah Jane Woodley. Y'all know why I got that fake fiancé. The Heroine Complex and the One Hit Wonder were both on sale, and they looked like they would be really good, and so I put them on the list. So I did get these books, not for September, on Chirp this month. And now finally, we are at our physical books. So I only got 6, and 5 of them are for a specific theme. So I'm going to show you the other one first. I got Amari and the Despicable Wonders. I pre-ordered this book at the downtown library near me, and they called me last week and said, it's in, you can pick it up. I'm so happy to have this. So I kind of am thinking that I might want to do a specific vlog reading all 3 of the books. So rereading book 1, rereading book 2, and then reading book 3 for the first time. They're all short. They're middle grade. It's fantasy. My neighbor across the street, her son is 12, and he's reading the Percy Jackson books. Actually, he's finished with all of them. And so we gave him this first book to start next, and we gave him some of the Rick Riordan. I don't know how to say his name, but anyway, he the presents, where they're written kind of in his style but by somebody else. So we'll see what he likes. I don't know. I haven't heard from him. Okay. In the last video, I told you guys that I needed help. This was not the last video that went up on my channel, but in a previous video, I said that I needed help with books from the SPFBO, SPFBO, which is the Self-Published Fantasy Blog Off. And I need, for the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, I need to read 5 of them that were not finalist. So any 5 books from any year that it's been going that were not finalist. So a few of you said, I think you should read these books, and I think you should read these books. And I just happened to get 5 recommendations exactly, and I need to read 5. So I thought, you know what? They're indie authors. I want to support them because they're self-publishing their fantasy books. So I was like, let me just go buy them. So I did. I'm going to do them in order from what I think is longest to shortest. This is definitely the longest. It is Seeds of War by Silva. By someone Silva. I will figure out how to say that when I read this book. But this is the beginning of a fantasy series. He ran like the monster he was, and the smoke followed. Gimlor is a single mother and war veteran turned crime boss set on protecting her family and her town. Orberasis is a petty thief pretending to be God to protect a terrible secret. And Rednow, which, because I know this, that's wonder spelled backwards, is the world's most feared mercenary, but his best days are behind him and there's one job left to do. I wonder if wonder is going to have anything to do with that, since his name is Rednow, like it's wonder backwards. Anyway, in a world of dangerous monsters and devastating smoke magic, the seeds of war are being planted. Allies must be treasured and enemies defeated. So this one is going on my list. That is one that I'm going to read for the 5 self-published books. Here's another one called The Werewolf of Whitechapel by Susanna Browntree. I don't know why this is all of a sudden doing its little autofocus thing. It hasn't been having a problem with that. But anyway, murder, monsters, and a disreputable Victorian lady's maid. A killer stalks the grimy streets of Whitechapel, but Scotland Yard seems determined to turn a blind eye. With one look at her best friend's corpse, Liz Sharp already knows the truth. The killer is a werewolf. No one important will hold a werewolf accountable. After all, the monsters rule Europe. Certainly no one will believe a werewolf victim like Liz. The very scars that make her determined to investigate Saul's death also condemn her as the sort of female who'd sell her blood for easy money. As it happens, Liz's best hope for justice might well lie with her emotionally repressed employer, Princess May. Though the princess has connections with werewolf royalty, there's no one else Liz can turn to. Certainly she can't risk trusting the irritatingly personable Inspector Short, who dogs her steps from the slums of Whitechapel to the palaces of St. James. But as corpses mount up, Liz discovers that no one is precisely who she thought. Not Sal, not herself, and certainly not the werewolf. Luckily, she has a few tricks hidden in the pockets of her trusty bloomers. So, there we go. The Werewolf of Whitechapel. Next up, Fly with the Arrow by Sarah Wilson. Oh my gosh. I know they wrote this back copy thinking somebody not 47 was going to have to try to read it. Stolen away to Bluebeard's lair, and all I got was this severed head. What? I love that first line. I had already resigned myself to an unwanted marriage when he swept in and took me as his bride. I hadn't resigned myself to violence or an early death. That's a bit much to ask of a person. But I'm not the kind of girl to just give up, not even if it means facing all the horrors of this mad fae world head on. I refuse to give in, go crazy, or be killed by one of his rivals. I also refuse to fall in love with him, not even if he keeps surprising me with depths I didn't expect. After all, he's had 15 wives before me, and it's not a case of the more the merrier. I have a crafty husband, a severed head that gives surprisingly good advice, and the common sense my mother gave me. Together, they'll have to be enough to conquer this fey realm. Especially now that I've found out that the fate of this world is connected to the fate of my own. Failure in one will mean desolation of the other. Fly with the Arrow. I love the cover of this. Okay, next one. Daughter of Flood and Fury by Levi Jacobs. Alethea, I hope, was born a heresy, a girl with a man's magic in a city where monks and witches are mortal enemies. Training in her powers only under her father's protection, head of the monastery, she shocks everyone by becoming the best seer in generations. Until her father is murdered. A suicide, they call it, but she knows the truth. He was murdered for his heresy. For her. Now she must make a harrowing choice, disown everything her father stood for to stay alive, or flee the temple and seek to expose his killers even as they hunt her down. That sounds good. It's also the first book in a series. I think the werewolf one is too. It says Miss Sharp's Monsters, Book 1. So Fly with the Arrow might be a standalone. It doesn't seem like it's in a series, but all the rest of them are. And finally, the shortest one, Soul Taming the Serpent. I need y'all to just look at this. Look at this. That cover, at first, it just looks like, okay, that's fine. And then you look at it and you're like, what? I love this cover. June was barely 10 years old when the last dragon died. Half a century later, and June still dreams of the rain that hasn't fallen since. Her mundane life takes a turn when she encounters Auril, who she suspects may be the one that holds the key to restoring balance and is destined to find the elusive serpent from the prophecy. Joined by Casey, June's closest friend and the village brewer, the three embark on a journey to unravel the prophecy's intricacies, figure out what the serpent's role truly is, and why the dragon has to die, not knowing they're being watched. So, there we go. Soul Taming the Serpent. I can't get that one to look as good because it wants to do weird things to the lights in here. Anyway, that's it. These are my new physical books. They're going to be going over here behind me and then eventually going onto a shelf. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to divide my shelf up and split things up because I think that I'm about to switch up some of the ways that I do TBRs. I'm still going to be playing games, but I think the games are going to involve shelves in some kind of way. So I'm still working on it, but I like that idea. So here they are, and I will see you guys in my next video. Let me know if you've read any of those that I talked about at all in this video. And let me know if you want to buy any of these. I mean, you have to go to Amazon. I don't know why I said let me know. You're not buying them from me. But anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.